three interesting signs that you're spiritually gifted. You see, the universe always chooses the strongest and most powerful vessels to undergo a very powerful mission on this planet.
I mean, like, this isn't really like a new phenomenon. People have been trying to like use spirituality to control other people for like, you know, since humanity existed.
The charges are that Caitlin and I pocketed $1.3 million, and I just want to come out and say that those charges are true. Out of that 1.3, $500,000 went to the IRS, and a few $100,000 went to a home remodel that the Lord told us to do.
My intentions for this video is just to help and like maybe warn other people that are getting into this, that while there is a lot of positives, there's like a lot of negatives we need to look out for. And the best protection is education and awareness. So that's the point of this video. So let's dive in, shall we?
The rise of New Age spirituality.
To me, New Age spirituality is like a reaction to the very tight control other organized religion has on its like members, you know? Like you have to be this certain way, you know, there are very certain rules. New Age spirituality, for better and for worse, doesn't have those rules really. And there's no like governing body of like the high council of New Age spirituality, you know? There's no pope. People don't even agree on whether there is one or many gods, you know? In 2006, the book called The Secret is released. It's a self-help book based on the belief of the law of attraction, which claims that thoughts alone can influence objective circumstances in one's life. This is going to be important for later. But you know what else released in 2006? YouTube! And now we transition into the rise of social media influence. The influencers as we know it, I feel like really rose mid-2010s. So influencers are generally people who post themselves publicly on social media, often promoting a very aspirational lifestyle. It's often very beautiful and luxurious, and most importantly, very well curated social media feeds that kind of show like the highlight reel of their lives. A lot of people follow them because they want to be them. They want to have lives like them. A hallmark of a social media influencer is selling people shit. When people see someone that they aspire to be like, push a product that they say they love and use, purchasing that product feels like doing something, like taking the step to become more like your favorite influencer.
Manifestation and magical thinking.
The universe always gives you exactly what you need to live a life that's aligned with the frequency of what you focus the majority of your attention on. It's essential that you become clear on your heart's desire, focus as much of your attention as possible on it, and courageously open yourself up to whatever wants to come into your life.
How to manifest the life you want by Very Well Mind. These are 6 manifestation techniques to help you achieve what you want in life. Try the 3-6-9 method. It involves repeating and writing down your goals 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night. Repeat the goal multiple times a day to help you stay focused on them. The 7-7-7 method involves writing down what you would like to manifest 7 times in the morning, 7 times in the evening for 7 days in a row. Like the 3-6-9 method, this method also helps you focus on your goals every day. Make a 10-10-10 worksheet. Take a piece of paper and list out 10 things you desire, 10 things you're grateful for, and 10 things you enjoy doing.
Stop using these words when you're manifesting. I wish, I need, I hope, and I'm trying to. Say you're with your group of friends and you have a cup of coffee. Would you say stuff like, I'm trying to manifest a cup of coffee, or I really hope I get my coffee soon? No, right? Because it's literally already in your hand. You would just be drinking the coffee and enjoying it. So you need to treat your manifestations like that cup of coffee. What we want is already ours. It's just not in our physical reality yet. So by being grateful for your manifestation in that present moment, as if you already have it, is what's going to attract it into your reality. And that's how the law of attraction works. This will also help you let go of your manifestation. So every time you think about it, just smile and be super glad that you already have it.
There is a part of manifestation, in my opinion, that is helpful by visualizing what your dream life is helpful, because obviously you can't work towards a goal you don't know exists. But I think something gets lost in translation where you see vision boards that are all luxury goods, a fancy car, private jet, lots of money. People that just want money for the sake of money.
Make me the biggest star the world has ever known, so that I'll make it the way.
But maybe they don't even have an idea about how they're gonna get there. Maybe they're gonna post manifestation content on the internet because it's trendy and people like it, and if they can grow a social media audience on manifestation, maybe they can get lots of money. The internet. The problem with manifestation content really is that the idea, if you think really hard about something, the universe will give it to you, and that you deserve it. You deserve your wants. You don't need to think critically about why you desire these things. If it's really what you need. I think the problem with manifestation is when all you do is just think about the things you want, but then go no further. There are many more steps you have to do. Visualizing it and writing it down may help in the beginning to get you going. But just sitting down, writing your goal down 7 times in the morning, 7 times at night, 7 days a week sounds like valuable time you could be doing trying to achieve your goal. 3691, that seems excessive. Is basically just magical thinking, which can be very harmful to certain people, especially certain people with certain mental illnesses. So it's when a person believes that specific words, thoughts, emotions, or rituals can influence the external world. Manifestation and stuff like that can lead to a lot of self-blame, because well, if I have the power to control my outcomes in life with my thoughts, and then something bad happens to you outside of your control, you might believe that you caused it. If you got cancer, someone who believes in manifestation might think, oh, you got cancer because you were thinking negative thoughts.
3 things your soul agreed to before you were born. 1. Did you know your soul actually agreed for you to incarnate here on this planet on your specific birthday, time, and place? 2. Your soul has also chosen your parents and your family members. Even before you were born, you actually chose who your family was going to be, and usually this is designed to be triggering. If you have parents that trigger you, this is for specific soul lessons and growth. And 3, your soul has also chosen every major life problem and situation in your life. While some people do grow up thinking, I would never ever choose this if it was up to my choice, but at a soul level, yes you did, for specific soul growths and lessons.
Dangerous and bad. Dangerous and bad. That is not something you should ever say to somebody. I was watching a video. I forgot what the title was. It was a woman talking about how she was childless and she just never found her person.
I think it's so important to have people when you're walking through the night, when you're struggling, that say, me too. And so when everybody's not having a hard time, that understanding is not always there. So you come to somebody and you're in pain and you're struggling, you're like, I'm disappointed. Why didn't this happen to me? And they hit you with, well, you have not because you ask not. Maybe the universe, again, it makes me want to jump out of a window and roll in glass. YouTube channel the other day, if you happen to be a very spiritual, a very Christian person, and it's Christian women, and one of the videos they have is I am child-free not by choice, grieving the mother I wanted to be. And I was like, what's this?
Sometimes life happens and it doesn't go the way you plan. I feel like manifestation, like people who preach manifestation are telling people that they have more control over their lives and the universe than they do.
The blatant disregard of mental illness. Science and spirituality can coexist. I said it here first, folks. You don't have to pick one or another. You can be a spiritual person and be on antipsychotic medication. You can be a spiritual person and be on antidepressants. It's okay to do both, you know? It just feels like sometimes we go backwards in discussions. It's like we were all so on board that like mental health is very important and that mental illness exists and that we need to be empathetic for people with like mental illnesses. But then like the spiritual wave happens and then all of a sudden all these people want to be like, depression isn't real. Like, it's spiritual attack.
But then we get into like things like OCD and schizophrenia, mental disorders that like they have intrusive thoughts and they have to do these certain rituals or else the bad things will happen.
A-level student Imogen is plagued by thoughts that terrible things will happen to her family. She believes the only way to stop these bad things happening is to constantly tap her surroundings.
It really does scare me, like the thought of, I don't know, like if you don't tap that tree, your mum's gonna die. You know, it's not logical because it's just a tree, but that fear is so strong that it just feels so real to me.
Or stuff like that. I'm not a mental health expert. And then schizophrenia is a chronic brain disorder that causes reoccurring episodes of psychosis, which can include a misperception of reality. I read a comment on one video about like the subject of like New Age spirituality and like spiritual psychosis that was talking about how the commenter had a friend who had schizophrenia.
My best friend was schizophrenic, and the amount of people that said the voices she was hearing was a spiritual thing was insane. These voices said horrific things to her to the extent she ended up taking her own life. People do not understand that kind of shit is not helpful. Telling somebody who needs help that they shouldn't get on meds because it will dull their spiritual gifts is absolutely not acceptable, to be blunt. Sorry, I had to rant a bit. Manipulating the vulnerable.
Specifically, what I want to focus on are the charlatans that are manipulating the young and the vulnerable for fame and money. Classic, like, if this video showed up on your For You page, it was meant for you.
There is no such thing as coincidence. If you're watching this video, that means you are energetically aligned with me and the message that I'm about to tell you.
Or it's like almost like old chainmail content that's like, if you don't send this video to 7 people in 7 days, you will be doomed for all eternity.
Your bloodline is cursed.
You know? I never sent any of those emails back in the day, and I'm fine. Ooh, the 9 of Swords. If you want to cure your anxiety, I have just the thing. You have to subscribe to my channel and comment the number 555 for change. And then you have to go to my store and buy this rock. And if you have this rock, you will be cured of your depression because it absorbs negativity.
I wonder which crystal holds the most power. You ever heard of Super 7 Amethyst? What kind of anime-ass name is that? Bro, it's a mineral with 7 different crystals in one. The energies of amethyst, clear quartz, smoky quartz, rutile, kokoxonite, and lepidococite all reside in this one stone. I don't know half of these names. All of these crystals have their own individual benefit, but together, it becomes an entirely different beast. Beast? Bro, it's a rock. But on higher realms of existence, this is not just a rock. Super 7 Amethyst interacts with your energy field to harmonize your vibration and raise your conscious energy. Why does that make it so powerful? Because your consciousness is your inner light. The more you raise your inner light, the better you'll understand the nature of reality and the self. This will help you kick addictions, relieve deep inner issues, and more importantly, help bring your manifestations to life. Alright, that sounds cool, but where can I even find it? Well, Super 7 Amethyst is very rare. But luckily, Jay Kaizen is friends with Inner Crystallization, a company that sells Super 7 necklaces. Just go to his bio and use the code SUPER777 for 15% off. I promise you will not regret.
Your ex is thinking about you. They want you back. And it's like, well, not everyone's ex who's watching this video wants them back.
Spirit will finally approach you and initiate action. You have been waiting patiently for him to come back. He will be ready to commit and give you the fulfillment you need.
That can create a really weird situation for a lot of people. Why are you posting that? And for the record, tarot cards cannot tell you that your ex wants you back. There is no card about that specifically. I mean, they're very much up for interpretation. You are filtering your own thoughts and assumptions and reality through the cards. Really pay attention what a tarot reader is encouraging you to do. What's the incentive here? Are they trying to get you to buy stuff? Like to protect yourself or whatever? Or are they trying to induce a fear response in you so you do what they say? Like, are they trying to manipulate you? Their worldview is absolutely affecting how they read tarot cards. What are they constantly talking about, like things that make you paranoid about other people? Oh my god, I cannot tell you how many fucking YouTube videos or like whatever tarot reading videos I've seen, and it's just like encouraging like conflict.
Beware of hidden snakes that pretend to be harmless. You have secret enemies around you, okay? These people all are being influenced by darker entities. It's because of whatever you're destined to do here with this partnership, this divine partnership. They don't want this to come about, because if you do, this is going to be the end of the way they run the world.
Like when you're in a vulnerable state and you think that these people are actually like telling the truth, and like God must have brought me here to see this video because there's a message I need to know. Famously, in my life, I watched a tarot reader say that someone tried to summon a demon to try to kill me, but it didn't work or whatever, obviously, because I'm not dead. And because of the mental state I was in, there was like a week of my life where I was like contemplating whether or not my best friend tried to summon a demon to kill me. It's a great segue to spiritual psychosis.
Spiritual psychosis.
But I'm lucky that when I was going through my round of spiritual psychosis, I didn't actually do anything about it. I didn't act on it. I was just like, I don't know what's real or fake. I don't know, like, what is reality? That's what spiritual psychosis is to me, through my experience, especially in the beginning, when you're going through this stuff, and you go like 0 to 100. You're like more bright-eyed and new to everything. You're very open-minded, and especially on social media, you're taking in so much information, comments from everybody. You don't know what is real, especially in the beginning, and you can get very easily hijacked by another person who is not mentally well or has bad intentions for you. You can end up listening to some things that could really hurt you, like derail you for a while or make you do something that really hurts a relationship.
I feel like a lot of people who are mentally ill and spiritual and believe in like all of the rampant conspiracy theories and in different spiritual pockets are like, you know, they go down a rabbit hole and then they like continue to dissociate from reality, and it's encouraged by other people, and they're in little echo chambers and like really obscure parts of the internet, and they think that anyone who says otherwise is like, you know, part of the bad guy. It always like comes down to like the good versus evil fight. You're always on team good. Anyone who's trying to stop you is on team bad, team evil, you know. I see all the time in like different tarot videos or different spiritual videos that like they promote like isolation and like leaving people behind. Like as you ascend to a higher level of consciousness, you're gonna have to leave those people behind, you know? Which like in some aspects like might be true. Maybe you're hanging around people who are like encouraging bad behaviors like addictions, but on the other hand, like you can't leave everyone in the past. Like you're allowed to grow and change with the people you already know, like your friends. Like your friends don't have to be perfect or like, you know, into spirituality for you to be friends with them. Like encouraging people to just dissociate from their current friendships and then maybe develop friendships within the more radical like spiritual groups is just, it's prime for cults. You know, that is absolutely cult behavior. But it's just like that's how it starts. that's how you find yourself in spiritual psychosis. I don't want to go into specifically in this video because it would take way too long about my personal whole experience with spiritual psychosis. I think it's an interesting topic, but I also understand that like it's interesting because it happened to me. I don't know if other people would find it interesting. I'm gonna give myself, you know, some grace and, you know, some room to just not feel like, you know, much shame or guilt about it, because I was in a very vulnerable state at the time.
This all leads to, I would like to call the inclusivity dilemma, because spirituality is such like a personal thing. It's like, okay, it's like the Reddit moderation problem, but in spirituality. It's like, okay, so you don't want just like nothing's moderated, because then things, you know, go to the pits real easy. Some people are, you know, horrible and want to post horrible things. Moderation is important in some form of censorship, but then like, what if the people who are moderating are annoying and bad and create an echo chamber, you know, and like they don't let certain information into the groups that are probably important. What do you do? What do you do? What's the answer? I don't know the answer. What? Tell me. Like, I don't know. Let's have a discussion about it. Because a lot of times when people are in spiritual psychosis, there's nothing you can do to rationalize them out of it. You just have to hope and pray that they get grounded into reality sooner or later, you know? It's like the people who believe they're like aliens from another world, you know, that have been brought here by God to serve a divine purpose. Those people exist, I've seen it. So like, I'm a pretty open-minded person, so like when someone says like, oh, in a past life I was an alien, I could be like, okay, so maybe in like, if reincarnation exists, like maybe there is life on other planets that when they die, they also like return to the whatever like cosmic soup of consciousness and life we all crawl out of. And then like they also get reincarnated. Like all of life gets reincarnated to different spots, you know? Maybe at one point you were an alien. I don't know. Nobody knows. No one fucking knows, okay? We find out when we died. But you're still human right now. You're not human. You were born human, even if like your soul is cosmic. Because by that definition, everyone's soul is cosmic. I guess this is a good enough segue into the next part.
Rampant, unchecked ego and narcissism.
I'm not talking about like NPD, the actual diagnosis. I'm just talking more about like egotism, self-centeredness. You're watching this video because God put it on your timeline. And because you clicked this video and you got this far into this video, that means that you are indeed a chosen one. You are my disciple to spread art and whimsy throughout the cosmos.
If this dragon found you, it's because he has messages for you. If you care not what he has to say, this message probably isn't meant for you then. However, if you chose to stay and listen, this is more than likely for you. This dragon is working on activating you now, illuminating the DNA within you that's been laying dormant since the fall of Atlantis. This is why you are waking up now. You have been chosen.
Hi everyone, it's me, Moonlight Guidance, and I feel like if you are seeing this, I want you to know that you are the chosen one, okay? Now, why is that? Well, because in your destiny and in your birth chart, you are destined to have a lot of success.
Some people will just like casually say the craziest stuff on the internet and like and then like you hear it over and over and over again repeated by a bunch of different people. And all these people talking about like different gods from different religions and like talking to the gods, marrying gods. The whole god spouse thing is so interesting to me. There are people who are reality shifters who believe that they can shift from reality to reality, even into like fan fiction realities where Hogwarts exists or a different like, you know, fictional place. I'm not trying to shit on anybody. That's not the intention. It's just more like noticing trends and like systems the big stuff, not necessarily focusing on any individual in particular, because we're all just products of systems, like we're all very much influenced by each other and the things that are happening around us right at this very moment. We're all works in progress, so I think it's silly for me to just sit here and like pick apart any one person in particular when it's like there are millions of people doing it, literally. Like it feels like it, at least. There's such a human desire, like a low vibe human desire, if you want to do the high vibe, low vibe thing that is also, rampant on the internet. To compare yourself to other people and to find a way to judge and be above other people. Kind of what I'm doing in this video, to be honest. Like I can't sit here and pretend like I'm not a hypocrite in a lot of areas, because even to feel like I have like the judgment to say that some people are doing spirituality wrong is a little bit egotistical. Emma, what are you doing? It's just, what's the line? Like, how do you have a conversation about like practices you don't think are healthy or helping anybody, Now, what do we do about it?
There's a quote, Charlie Munger. It's a business quote, but it applies to everything, just human behavior. It's, show me the incentives, I'll show you the outcome. So in the age of social media, we have an incentive to be like a bit egotistical. Like flaunting yourself on social media has become a very viable career for people.
Subscribe. For the record, every single topic in this video, I could rant about for hours individually, and I'm trying to put my thoughts into like a 20-minute video. Okay, so this is a problem I have, is that like I feel like this topic is really important. In my heart, it's very important. Like I'm very much in the camp of like harm reduction. Like how do we continue doing this like fun thing that I like, but like how do we also like minimize the bad parts of it? Your spirituality should be a source of strength. It should be something that is a stabilizing force in your life.
A healthy spiritual practice is like an exercise routine, but for your soul. It like makes you feel good, it builds you up, it makes you stronger, it like you can withstand a little bit more. I think it helps with like feelings of apathy and it's like a good balance for like a lot of the bullshit of the modern era.
If instead of that, you are feeling intense paranoia or fear or instability, you feel like your life is like in shambles, like if you're feeling like those really negative emotions, really strongly encourage you to maybe take a step back, get some some mental health help. There are certain things, like certain people that you might have to block on the internet. You might have to take a break from the internet. Just because a thought enters your mind does not mean you need to entertain it. You don't have control always when thoughts come in and out of your mind. And remember that everything in life is fixable. Nothing is like forever, You're allowed to evolve and change. Your beliefs are allowed to evolve and change as you experience new things. If you got this far into the video, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I put a lot of effort into this one. I hope it was a tolerable watch. I am an artist. I'm currently making my own Silly Goose themed tarot deck. I've been posting just like weekly videos of me drawing the cards, if you're interested in that. The baby steps are arguably the most important part of the process. So yeah, I hope you have a great, wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye.